After a 13-year absence, chess has made a comeback in the 19th Asian Games. The Continental Sporting Gala will kick off in East China's Hangzhou city at the end of September. Teams from across Asia will battle it out on the chessboard. Now, chess is a centuries-old game. It's not as visually stimulating as a football match or a 100-meter dash, but has found new popularity both in the real world and on virtual platforms. What's the charm of the sport? What are the obstacles of taking the game to another level, such as becoming an Olympic sport? And where do Chinese players stand in this game? I'm pleased to be joined from Moscow by Arkadiy Dvorkovich, president of the International Chess Federation, or FIDE. Chess was first incorporated as an official sport at the Asian Games in 2006 for the very first time, but it was removed from the subsequent games in South Korea and Indonesia. Now it's back in the game again. So what's caused the twists and turns?
I'm happy that chess is back to the Asian Games, of course. I think the reason is that over the past few years, chess had been developing very fast all across the world, and especially in Asia. While before Europe and to some extent United States had been dominating chess all across the world, during the last few years, India, China, and now Russia joined the Asian Chess Federation as well, are the leaders of global chess. China had two first places at the Chess Olympiad in Batumi back in 2018, and two world crowns, both the world champion and women world champion are now Chinese players, Ding Zheng and Zhu Jun. So it's quite natural in this respect that hosting the Asian Games in Hangzhou in China led to the inclusion of chess into Asian Games. But again, it's a big rivalry now. It's not just China. There is a huge competition now between China and India and still Russia in Asia, and more globally also United States and Europe are participating in this competition.
Yeah, let's come to that in just a moment, but let's come back to the Asian Games. It's a very big event that China is hosting. A lot of preparations are going in there, and athletes are getting excited about participating in the game. As I said, this will be the first time in 13 years that international chess is in the games as well. What can we expect as, for instance, the number of teams that are competing, what kind of games, and how fierce will the competition be during this year's Asian Games?
The Asian Games will combine all chess formats, from classical to rapid and blitz chess. Both individual and team medals will be awarded. All countries are sending their best players, best teams to the event. And that means that it's going to be very competitive and very exciting for spectators all across Asia and even outside of Asia. There are many fans for Asian players in other parts of the world, since they're among the best.
So, as someone who really has no brain for this game, help me understand. In other sports, for instance, you have world records, which people keep trying to break. So what happens in chess? How do you bring the level of the competition?
Yeah, the highest achievement you can make in chess is to become the world champions, and that starts with kids. We have kids tournaments, youth tournaments, junior tournaments. So kids can already achieve something in their early careers, becoming world champions in chess. And then achieving the world champion crown is something that is completely uncomparable to anything else, since over 100, almost 30-year history, we had only 17 world champions, so not so many. So it's very prestigious to become the world champion. But besides that, we have ratings. Ratings that show you what your level is, so you can always compare you to other people, both by playing tournaments over the board and online. Online you can play any minute, any day, and you play with people with different ratings, so you can immediately see whether you increased your rating or not, and that's quite exciting.
So how popular exactly is this game in the world? Do you have estimation, like how many people are playing chess around the world? I understand for FIDE, you have affiliate members. Help me understand that. I mean, does that mean in every country you have a representation? Some 200 of them all over the world. And what's FIDE's role in promoting this sport?
FIDE, International Chess Federation, is based on membership. We have 200 members, national chess federations. They are our stakeholders, and in each country there is a chess community. In some countries it's huge, like in China or India or United States or Russia. In some countries it's very small, like small islands in the Pacific. Sometimes just 100 people of players in the community. But each player is important, since it's about enjoying the game. It's about playing in the professional tournaments and sending the teams to the Olympiad. The Olympiad combines all the teams. In the recent Olympiad in Chennai, in India, we had 186 teams, almost all members represented. Huge thing, one of the biggest sport events in the world that we have in the sport calendar. But to estimate how many people are actually playing chess is very difficult, since you never know. Any person I'm talking around in any country tells me that yes, I can play chess. But professionally, of course, less. Professionally, I think we have about 1.5 million playing chess. Our rough estimates for people who are playing chess regularly is about 600-700 million people around the world.
So what is the situation in China? Just now you mentioned right now both the male and female world champions are Chinese. How do you evaluate the popularity of this game and growth of this game in China in recent decades?
First of all, certainly the Chinese version of chess is more popular in China than international chess. We acknowledge that, we know that, and it's based on a long tradition. It's a variation of chess that was created also centuries ago, and it's also an exciting game. But we can see that the popularity of international chess is also growing. New schools, new clubs are being created, new educational programs are being developed by provinces, by cities, and that involves more and more kids. And of course, at the higher level, there are special schools, special programs that help to raise the new generation of professional chess players. And whatever tournament you come to in the world, there are strong young Chinese players that are coming out of those programs. And I hope that with the opening of China after the pandemic, we'll have more international events in China as well, so that people will come and see it.
I find out, to my surprise, that actually a lot of people are playing chess online or watching live streaming chess games online. So how could one of the world's oldest and most cerebral games capture so many young fans so quickly online? What explains that?
First of all, people love playing, and any kind of gaming, including online playing now, becomes popular. And with the oldest intellectual game around, putting it online, I think people just enjoy it, and people have fun just playing. But some part of those people who are playing start watching, and if streamers are good enough, if they create really fun content, if they explain things with simple language, then people start following, and some of the best streamers get millions and millions of spectators. It's a very healthy development, I would say, and it's not by surprise that chess was included in esports games in Singapore this year in June under the umbrella of International Olympic Committee, and actually Chinese players also participated in that. So chess is both the physical game, over the board game, and esports. So that's a combination that makes us quite unique.
Yeah. Well, just now you mentioned the Olympics. Chess has yet to make it to the Olympics, however, and I know that you have been working diligently on it. What's the likelihood of it happening? And if so, when do you foresee?
I think the likelihood is very high, but the time frame is unpredictable. Chess belongs now to the family of mind sports that has a special section in the Olympic family at this point. And currently, the International Olympic Committee doesn't foresee chess to be included in the next or Olympic Games or ones that will come after the next one. But the developments that we saw during the last few years with our active participation give us real hope. We were able to include chess into continental games. Asian games is one of the best examples. Chess was an exhibition sport in European games, African games, and a part of the official program in some of the American games, including Central Central American Caribbean games this year. So it's a very good development. Olympic esports, the second one. And we are more and more talking to the IOC members and National Olympic Committee presidents, and they're supportive. So I hope and I dream that at one point a chess player will become an Olympic champion.
Let's see. Now, for learners in China, in Asia, and of course around the world, what is your recommendation on how to improve their performance rather quickly? Does it require a very high IQ to start with?
Everyone can learn chess. Everyone can play chess in any age, basically, starting from whatever 3-year-old.
I mean, me included as well.
you included, definitely, for sure. And it's not difficult to start. Many ways to do that. If you not find a good coach around, or just a guy who knows how to play simple chess, you can do it online. There are all kinds of courses at major online platforms, separate ones. You can choose any you like, and then it all depends on what your desire is. Just to have fun, enjoy, and play recreationally, you can get the basic knowledge and start playing. And then if you play regularly, and you have to do it, it's like in any sport, like in any activity, then you will improve quickly over a period of just 3 to 6 months. You will already understand that you're playing at the level of like 30-40% of people in the world, and that's achievable. But if you want to achieve a level where you can compete in the tournaments, in the official tournaments, it requires much more work. You have to have a coach. You have to work a few hours a day, and not 8 hours a day, since in this case chess will substitute your current occupation, and you will have to learn to earn money with chess. But at least 2-3 hours a day, if you start training, if you start working, after maybe 1-2 years, you can start participating in good tournaments. Why not? If it is your desire, if you want it, really.
I think I'll limit my scope of interests, of hobbies, but for the young people, and lastly, for the young people who are into chess, what will be the one thing not to do?
That's what we are trying to teach people, to teach kids in the schools. That's why we want to bring chess to schools, to let them know that it is okay to make mistakes. It's okay even to lose the game, since next day you win. You have to be not disappointed with losing. You have to analyze what you did and improve. So just don't be disappointed, have fun, and in this case, you will enjoy chess for the rest of your life.